Let's move on to World Cup qualifying. So we have a couple topics prepared for this one. First, I want to ask you guys, do you think with the new expanded format and how many teams are going to the World Cup from UEFA, do you think the time of us seeing big national teams fail to qualify is over?
Oh, no.
Still possible.
Also, that's such a debatable, like even what's considered like a big national team or not. I still think we're going to see like one upset one way or the other from time to time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could define it either by FIFA ranking. You could define it as like the historical big teams, or if you want to be more objective with your metric, you could say any of the pot ones.
Yeah,
the pot one
exactly.
teams fail to qualify.
In terms of that, I think there's definitely still a chance we'll see upsets.
Yeah, definitely. Especially the pot one teams. I could see I think Denmark and Austria were pot one teams. I could see them not qualifying to the World Cup. You don't want to go through a playoff. Look at Italy. Twice they're in the playoff and they lose. So I think going through a playoff system is very difficult, and you don't want to go there if you're a big team. It's a gauntlet. And not, like I've discussed before, a lot of these teams are improving. The mid-table sides in Europe are getting stronger and stronger. And you're seeing players playing at PSG to Valencia to a lot of top teams in Europe. So I think we're still going to see some upsets. I don't think we're going to ever see like Germany or England or France or Spain miss the World Cup. Now, Italy, that's a different discussion because of just what they have done in the last couple of editions. But I could see like Austria, who have been improving so much recently, miss the World Cup. Wouldn't shock me.
Is there a pot one in this qualification that you guys think is the most likely to not qualify?
If memory serves me right, I believe Denmark is a pot one team, and I could see them missing the World Cup. Not in the sense that they're a bad team or they're going through a bad phase, but they got a tough group. And like I said, you don't want to go through a playoff, especially if Denmark make it to the playoff and they have to play like Turkey, for example, in the playoff. That's a tough game. Or if you go up against, say, Slovenia, who are a very gritty side and defensively solid, you don't want that matchup. So I feel like Denmark are the one team in pot one where I look at them and I'm like, you could possibly miss the World Cup. Just possibly.
Yeah, okay. That's what my answer would be as well. But there's a few, honestly, that you could throw in there as well. I think Denmark might be like the safest bet and example because even looking at their groups, Greece and Scotland have really improved over time. But I'd say another shout could be even Switzerland. Not that I'm like fully predicting they don't qualify, but Sweden, I think, have really been on a rise and showing some form. Michael threw in Slovenia a lot. Kosovo, definitely the biggest underdog, but we've seen them throw in some upsets from time to time, and they do have some quality players. So we really could be seeing some upsets in many of these groups.
Switzerland is my number one. I think they're the most likely pot one to go down because I think Slovenia can go against them twice and not lose. I think Sweden can beat them, and I think Kosovo can take points. And so if all of those happen, there's a world where a Sweden or maybe even a Slovenia, that'd be insane, finish first and send Switzerland to the playoff. I don't think Switzerland are going to finish fourth or anything like that, like crazy, like Kosovo beat them twice. But Switzerland's one of those teams. Murat Yalkin's been the manager for a while. Their form hasn't been great. I feel like they're kind of that national team where if it's a tournament, man, you don't want to play the Swiss. They get up every single time, knockout, round of 16 merchants. They love making it to the first elimination game and then losing. Obviously, sometimes they go even further. But in the Nations League Group A, they got beat up. And I think with how promising Sweden looks right now, I think you're looking at a situation where Switzerland 100% of the target on their back in their group. Like nobody's expecting Slovenia to qualify. People can't even name two Slovenian players. Nobody's really expecting Sweden to qualify. I think they're probably some people's like darling Cinderella, Sai, Isak, a lot of exciting players like that. But nobody's like, oh, Sweden should win the group. I think all the pressure's on Switzerland. I don't think they've been playing that well. And I think they've always been better in the tournament than in qualifying. Like they kind of squeaked in last time too. I think they had like 1 point, maybe 2 points above Israel in the group.
And Romania.
And it wasn't that tough of a group. I mean, it's okay. It's not terrible. I think they're pretty susceptible here.
Switzerland are just such a weird team because they can be in such shit form, and then all of a sudden they just turn up the volume and they start going on a roll. I don't know what it is with this side. I can never doubt them, but yes, maybe they're sort of generation of ballers that they've had, the Shakiris. Obviously, Jan Sommer, he just retired from the national team. Shaka, they're getting a little bit older. So could that cost them? Are the younger generation that great? I mean, I'm looking at players like Amodini to Embolo to Kobo. Good players, but I mean, Shaka, Sommer, and Shakiri, they were difference maker for the national team. And with that group, it's a tough group. And obviously, some of the Swiss players have Kosovoan background. So it's a little bit of a internal derby for them on how do they approach the game. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens there. And yeah, I would kind of say Switzerland are in a difficult position, but they'll somehow qualify. They always do it.
I don't see Kosovo qualifying, but I definitely see them getting some points in this group. I don't see them getting outplayed every single time. They're going to stir up this group one way or another. So whether it's Switzerland or Sweden they take advantage of, yeah, something's going to... This group definitely has like infinite possibilities for me.
It's a crazy group.
It's an amazing group. I think, okay, my favorite World Cup qualifying group in UEFA, it's got to be Group E, Bulgaria, Georgia, Spain, Turkey. Like, come on, man. As a non-Euro, those games look freaking awesome. Is there another group that you guys are most looking forward to?
It's probably either Group B or Group B, which was obviously the Sweden-Switzerland one. But yeah, Group B, I mean, the fact that we get to see 2 more games between Georgia and Turkey, I mean, sign me up, bro. I think the first game is actually September, is Georgia versus Turkey. And I think there's no crowd involved, which is kind of sucks that there won't be a crowd there to watch the game. But that game at the Euros will live for me forever because that game was just such drama and the rain and everything about it. And they play such good footy, both teams. And then they got to go up against Spain, where they're going to get shellacked in both of those games. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch, but I would say that Group B, it's a gauntlet, bro. If you qualify, you fully deserve it.
What's the most
Let's
dead
not forget about Group K, though.
Oh, well. I don't want to go there, but yeah.
I mean, obviously, England are going to top it. I mean, they should, but that playoff spot, that's going to be a literal war between Albania and Serbia. I mean,
I just pray the games are played.
Yeah, I want to see the full 90 minutes of footy actually happen. I don't want like every game to be postponed at the 13th minute for pitch invasion or something. Okay, I do think K's. See, I can't say K because I do not like watching England. So like that just kills it for me immediately. I see England in the group. I say no.
Something new though. Something new with Tuchel. Could be something new.
That's true. But I need my. You got to earn my trust back. I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt again. If I see that England's playing free flowing football, which Jesus, then you know what, I tune back in. But until I hear, and like Michael, you have to be the one to tell me, like, hey, dude, you've been watching England recently. Like, Tuchel's got them cooking. Then I'll be like, okay, shit, all right, fine, I'll watch the next game. If I don't hear that from the streets, I'm not watching that. I will watch the Serbia Albania games, but I ain't watching the England games. Man, what is the worst group? The most boring, zero cinema, do not get the popcorn, do not get the cafe con leche, just skip it entirely. What are we saying?
Yeah, you just got to go with the salad and just go with Group F here with Portugal, Ireland, Hungary, and yeah.
Really? Okay.
What do you expect from that group? Portugal will win it. Hungary will be second, and then Ireland will finish with 5 points in third place. That's what I expect with it. I don't see any real drama going on there. I mean, people will talk about that Hungary on a little bit of a downfall, but Portugal will easily top that group. I want to see some jeopardy for the first and second spot. With that group, obviously, Ireland are doing pretty well, and actually Jack knows the Ireland coach right now. It's Hallgrimsson, the former Jamaica manager. He's now the manager of Ireland. Now, if you saw his footy with Jamaica, it was absolutely dead. If you saw his footy with Iceland, it was gritty, and it was a beautiful story, but the football wasn't great. And Ireland got a lot of good ballers, but I just don't see that project going to work. And I feel like Hungary are just going to do it. So I feel like that group is sort of a foregone conclusion.
Interesting, Isaac. You clearly have a different opinion. What group are you going to nominate?
I'm a bit intrigued for that. I definitely hear Michael's points without a doubt. But for some reason, I'm still too curious to see how Ireland takes this. And I still feel like Hungary, they got that quality, but they just seem to be on a slight decline. So I do think that playoff spot could be interesting. But for all we know, Michael could be 100% right. I think most people are predicting exactly what he said. But I just don't want to like fully sleep on Ireland yet. Maybe after 2 matches, I'll say, yeah, it's done. GG. But in terms of the worst group, I don't know. There's so many. I'd probably say Group D. Probably Group D. I feel like it's a similar situation. It's probably the most predictable one, unless Iceland throws some fairy tale once again. Azerbaijan are definitely finishing 4th with Fernando Santos. I mean, this is just,
I forget that he's still manager of them. Oh my god.
I mean, they were going to finish 4th regardless, probably, but with him there, I mean, who knows? He likes to excel when he's.
I know it's 0 points and a minus 30 goal difference. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's done.
Terrible.
Dude, if they hit like 4 points in this group, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat Iceland at home, draw Ukraine once, maybe. Job well done. Okay, I agree. That's kind of dead. I'm gonna say, again, from the North American perspective, which group will I not be watching a single freaking game in? Group G. Sorry, Michael. Poland, Finland, Lithuania, Netherlands.
Trust me, bro. I didn't want to watch the first 2 games either, but I was forced to, and it was terrible. It was terrible.
I mean, dude. Poland might be my least favorite team in the world to watch. I would rather watch Bahrain than watch Poland. So it just kills everything for me, man. Or Tunisia play more exciting footy than Poland at times. Finland, I mean, if you guys played the Netherlands, maybe I'd watch that game. That's literally the only game I would tune into here, though, is Finland versus the Netherlands in Finland, so that you guys might have more of a chance.
We're dead, bro. There's nothing to tune into. It's horrific. It's like the last season of the Game of Thrones. It's like the last couple of seasons of How I Met Your Mother. It's terrible TV. I would not recommend watching Finland right now. So yeah, I was going to actually nominate that group too, because Poland are just a weird team because they don't really play good footy, but they have quality players like Zalewski and Zielinski. Obviously, Lewandowski's still around, but Poland, I did watch their game against Lithuania. They didn't play well, and they only won 1-0. So I was like, okay, this is weird from Poland. I expect you at least to beat Lithuania by 3 goals. So when they couldn't even do that, I was like, oh, okay, Netherlands are going to win this group probably every single game, and Poland will be 8 points clear of Finland for second place. And yeah, it's just a shit show between the last 3 teams. So yeah, don't watch it, people. Yeah. I'll do the watching for you.
It's funny you bring up the Netherlands because I asked you guys if the 4 finalists in the Nations League are the 4 consensus best European teams right now. Do you think the Dutch have an argument to be that number 4 right now?
It's tough because they did give a tough game to Spain in the quarterfinals of the Nations League, where they were 2 epic games too. It's just Ronald Koeman is a weird manager. He has his favorites. He plays decent football, but the one thing the Dutch are really missing is just a striker. If they had a Van Persie on this team, my God, they would be an insane team to watch. They have an insane defense, insane midfield, but that attack is lacking big time. So I don't know what they're really going to, because I don't really watch the Brasileiro, so I don't know how Memphis Depay is doing. All I just see him is standing on the ball, and then they had to completely eradicate that from the Brasileiro. So shout out to Memphis Depay. But they don't really have any other strikers out there. I mean, are we going to still call up Wout Weghorst for Ronald Koeman? He might do that. So the Dutch, I feel like they're 6th to 8th best in Europe.
I think they'll make it out of this group.
But they'll make it out of this group, yeah.
Oh, yeah. God help them if they don't. Are you serious? If they don't win this group, bro, that's got to be one of the most embarrassing things from qualifying.
Terrible. I don't want to downplay Poland too much. I know they don't play the most attractive football, but we could see some upset. But even though Netherlands aren't the most promising team under Koeman, they should top it.
Poland are knockout round merchants, man. playoff merchants. They love to go in there, win 1-0, and then they qualify for every single tournament. So I don't know if they'll get fully eliminated. That would be insane. And based on Michael's reaction to Finland being in this group, it seems like it's impossible for Poland to be eliminated. It all depends on who they see in the playoff, but I feel like everybody would feel a little bit of fear seeing Poland in a one-off just because they do it for the Euro, they do it for the World Cup, they beat Ukraine. I think they beat Wales one time. Am I making that up?
Last Euros.
Okay. They always seem to get it done somehow, some way. Beat Sweden one time as well, right?
2022 World Cup playoff.
Yeah, I would say all those are probably pretty 50-50 matches, and they seem to win every single one. So you don't want to see the Poles there. But in terms of group play, I ain't afraid of that. I'm going to throw some nominees for some other bigger teams that may not qualify to the World Cup. And you guys, let me know how you feel about these. Scotland.
They won't qualify.
They will not qualify.
Nope.
Okay. The Greeks take them down?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Hellas are doing it.
All right. What about Belarus? They taking them down?
Goodbye.
They did beat Tajikistan 5-0. Just saying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but Tajikistan in 2025 is like shopping at, I don't know, Walmart. You don't touch it. So I don't think it's a great achievement.
It's like a T-shirt from Uniqlo. Couple washes.
No. We gotta respect Uniqlo though.
You're on that Uniqlo game?
Oh yes, easily the best quality.
The best quality.
Yes,
damn, Uniqlo.
Uniqlo sponsor me ASAP, bro. I will happily wear your shirts every day.
They're sending the bad stuff down here to Argentina. We don't get the good stuff. They send that to Western Europe. So we might have a different opinion of Uniqlo there, but I think Scotland are actually. I would be very nervous if I was a Scot. Having to play Denmark, who they got last time, split the series. Greece, they split the series in the group phase, I think, but Greece put the beat down on them in the second game in Scotland.
3-0.
I don't know. This is kind of scary times.
Yeah. I don't think they're in a very difficult group, Scotland, and I think Denmark are still the best team in that group. But the way Greece are playing right now and the confidence they got and the young team they now field, I would be very worried about Scotland. They don't have a goal scorer. I'm sorry. They don't have a goal scorer. And yes, they have the experience.
Rate Che Adams?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, he's doing his thing for Torino and Serie A, but I've seen that guy enough play for Scotland and no, he ain't going to do much. So
define Scotland, doing his thing. Does he even have 10 league goals?
I think he's got like 8 to 10 league goals this season in Serie A. So shout out to Che Adams. He's doing a pretty... Yeah, it's a very rare season for him, but I've seen him with Scotland. I know he ain't going to perform. So the only way Scotland are going to qualify out of that group is the same thing they did for the last Euros. Win every single home game. That's the only way they're going to qualify. Then when you go away to Athens and you go away to Copenhagen, just try and get a draw. But I don't think it's going to happen this time around. I think they've kind of lost their mojo.
The last time I doubted Scotland, it did not end well. So I'm like not too confident that it's going to fall through, but because they did really well in the Euro qualifiers. Like I was shocked how well they did. I mean, it was before Spain really established themselves as that team, but they still defeated Spain. I don't know how this group's going to play out truly. I mean, it really could go any of these teams' favors. Denmark, probably the favorites, but like we mentioned, they could fall off. But I'm really leaning towards Greece to do something here. They're looking really promising right now. I love their manager. I think they are showing the strongest signs of being able to take down this group. But it's going to be between Greece or Denmark for me. But again, I'm too nervous to downplay.
I can never disrespect Scotland. They have the best fans in Europe, so I can never disrespect them. But this is a tough group.
No, I don't think it is disrespect. They're certainly alive in here, and there's a scenario where Greece and Scotland finish first and second. Like that's not an impossibility in this group. I mean, Denmark would be in flames if that came to pass. It's just going to be interesting to see. I think if you're going to like somehow quantify how much that pot one team is the favorite to advance in any group, I would say this one is the lowest. We talked about that earlier. Like Denmark, pot one team, need to watch out here. I think that makes it equally difficult for Scotland. The only difference is I think Scotland have expectations because they've been at major competitions recently. The Greeks are kind of like this upcoming, they're
the hipster
Euro.
pick.
Yeah, they're the IMF bailout merchants. Nobody really is talking about them yet as a footballing team. They're kind of playing with house money here. That's why I think they might edge it over Scotland, which it's like you better make it to another tournament. You don't have an excuse to not qualify for a Euro or to qualify for a World Cup to the same degree that the Greeks do. And then I think Serbia is the other big team that I could see faltering.
You really want me to go on the LA Clippers of European football?
They're a mess.
They're a mess. I don't know how Stojkovic is still the manager. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think still he's on thin ice. But yeah, this Serbia team, Serbia fans have been really disappointed. Even when they qualified for the Euros, people were still like annoyed with how it went down. It was just, I think they lost to Hungary twice in their group. They just made it as a second place team with a very easy draw. It was their first Euro as an independent nation in history, and fans were not that gassed. Like, obviously they were relieved, but like they knew it was not going to end well, and it did not. Fourth place. It did not. Pixie, Dragan Stojkovic, I mean, he's loved him as a player, but damn, like he seemed promising at first for Serbia, but he has so many falling offs with players. Dusan Tadic, obviously he's aging, but he retired internationally because of Pixie. Maybe he'll return if Pixie goes away. And Milinkovic-Savic as well. I don't know if it was directly towards Pixie, but he doesn't want to be on the team anymore because he had like too much pressure go down from the Euros, from his Euro performances. He was like, I need a break from the national team. Maybe he'll make a return in this break. I didn't check. I don't know if they released their roster yet, but
not yet.
Okay. But yeah, it's just not looking good for Serbia. They have so many amazing players. They should be doing well. They throw me off sometimes. I thought in the Euros they'd score loads of goals and leak a lot, and it was the complete opposite. So who knows? But unfortunately, they let the emotions get to them too much, especially when they play rivals like Albania. And I really don't know how that one's going to go down because Albania, they are improving. They haven't fully solidified themselves yet as like a favorite to make it to the playoffs, but it's not an unrealistic outcome based on how they did in the Euros. Even though they finished fourth, let's not forget how difficult that group was for them. So it's a huge toss-up, that playoff spot for sure.
Huge. Michael, you want to chime in on Serbia?
I have nothing to say about the LA Clippers of Europe. I'm sorry to all my Serbians. The faster you get rid of Pixie, the better. There's no point. Okay. We've seen it at World Cup 2022, Euro 2024. Nobody was gassed if you're Serbian. Okay, maybe the World Cup, there was some expectation. But once that was a disaster class, especially when they dropped the 3-1 lead against Cameroon, I said, this is done. Sack him immediately. Then when they lost to Switzerland, I said, get rid of him ASAP. When they didn't do that, and they're still continuing with Pixie, I don't understand. You see there's a falling out with the players. The players don't seem so happy. They got a lot of talented players. They got elite goalkeepers, but you can just see that this team just needs a new voice in the change room. Once that happens, I'll be back on the Serbian bandwagon. But for now, I'm not getting a ticket.